Hey sweet crafty friends, and welcome back to my channel. I recently ran into my local Hobby Lobby and they had a ton of clearance items. Some of it was good, some of it you could tell was just not as popular. They were like pieces that were broken or like kind of more like the spring or last year's summer items that were left over. So I am mixing it up a little bit today, and I am going to grab some of those pieces that I felt like was a good deal and tweak them a little bit or a lot and turn them into pieces that I would love to decorate in my home. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, make sure you are subscribed, and let's go ahead and get on into crafting. This is definitely one of my favorite pieces in this video, how it turned out, but I chose this one first. I feel like it has a really good base. I am loving the detailed around the edges. It is just so beautiful. It's super nice made. I got these for $3.74 when they were originally $14.99, and I just felt like they had so much potential. So like I mentioned in the last video, I'm really leaning towards modern farmhouse a lot lately. It's just been really fun to incorporate a lot more blacks and like metal tones into my decor. So that might change soon, but for now I'm loving using those. So I thought this project would be perfect for that. I thought that I might be able to remove the super bright birds off of here, but it was really stuck on there and I didn't want to risk damaging this, so I just taped around it. That way I could paint this white and give it a nice base coat. These are super simple. That's why I love these DIYs so much. You're getting nice quality pieces that are like bigger pieces that you can make over because you are getting them so cheap. So for this project, I originally thought I was going to cut out these dandelions from my Cricut, and it turns out those were just for the draw whenever you use the Cricut pen. They weren't available to cut, so I had to find some new images, but I'm so happy this happened. So it was like a happy accident, but I ended up finding more of like these boho succulents, and I think they went perfect with the pictures that I'm using, or the wood pieces. So I'm so happy that this happened because I feel like I love them so much more than I would have if I would have went with the thin dandelions. These were like the most simple things to make over, and I feel like it made such a huge impact. I was just so happy with the end result. All I had to do was use my black vinyl, like I said, so cut that out of my Cricut Joy, and then I just put them on there, but you could definitely use some stencils or kind of draw your own thing or paint your own thing in the center, but I feel like they look so beautiful, and just once again so happy. This was such an inexpensive project, but will be so fun to decorate with. Next up, I found this wooden box. This was really good quality. I got it for $2.99. It was originally $29.99, which I just felt like was such a steal. It is made so high quality, so it's something that's definitely going to last. I was a little confused about all of that tile on the top. It is super shiny and not really the style that I'm going for, so I do try to paint over that. It didn't turn out exactly like I liked it on the top, but I do end up leaving this box kind of cracked open, and you're not exactly going to see that all the time, but I did kind of camouflage it a little bit more so it does fit more my style. So that wood color was so beautiful. I definitely wanted some of that to peek through, but just leaving it like it was just a lot of orange tones that I'm really trying to steer away from. So I took a wet paintbrush and dipped it in chalk paint and lightly brushed over this, and you can see I get like a really soft fluffy effect. And I feel like leaving some of that orange to poke through just looks really beautiful, and I just loved it so much. So just softly going across the entire box. I did cover the leather handle so I didn't get paint on that with some painter's tape, and it does have some little hinges on the back, but I just went ahead and painted around them the best I could. So this is where it didn't exactly turn out like I wanted it to. I started with some steel color because I thought that was a good medium color, but it wasn't showing up at all. So I tried it a few more seconds and then I switched over to the darker elephant color. But my thinking was kind of like you see people that do the DIY countertops to get kind of the marble effect. They just make like random lines and then go over it with a sponge. I kind of started doing that, and then I painted some of the entire tiles gray and just kind of dabbed over it with a sponge. But I just tried to add a little bit more gray here and there into the pattern, and I did kind of like it because it did kind of dull down that super shiny effect that it had. So I don't know, it didn't exactly look the best, like I said, but this is kind of tilted up, so nobody is ever really going to notice. I did go ahead and stamp it all over to really camouflage it in, and then I went over the entire thing with Mod Podge so that it didn't scrape off.
How could they say you made me come undone? Now I know that it's okay. Unlike my friends, you are nothing like them. How could they say I was broken? How could they say you made me?
This is what it turned out to look like. So it's not completely horrible, but it does look like someone sponge painted it with gray paint. So let me know in the comments down below what you would have done different. I just think it's so funny. But seriously, you're never going to see this. It turns out really, really cute. My mom was actually the one that kind of recommended to me to leave the box open and have some greenery coming out of it. So I thought that was a really cool idea. I left the inside this brown color. I felt like it would really kind of have a little bit of contrast. If you wanted to, you could go ahead and paint it white. But I am cutting down some greenery that I got from Amazon last year. It had these little cotton stems on it, and cutting them down into several pieces and filling it in with some of my extra boxwood or greenery that I have. So I feel like the key here is just to make it look as full as possible and cover the styrofoam. After I got the box filled up with the greenery that I liked, I am tying on a couple strands of jute twine. I was going to just hot glue this in place, but it wasn't holding, so I ended up tying two separate strands around there. I still feel like it gave it some extra texture and kind of like drawed your eye in from just the wood box. So I feel like it looked really, really cool. I picked up a little house magnet from Hobby Lobby that says "Bless this house," and I feel like it was really, really cute. It was super inexpensive, or it says "Bless this home," but super inexpensive, and I got it on sale, and I was able just to glue that in the front and cover up the knots of the jute twine, and it gave it a little charm. And this is how this turned out, but I feel like it is such an upgrade, and for $2.99 you cannot go wrong. The next thing that I brought home was this little succulent planter. It was on sale for $3. I think it was originally $9.99. But I feel like the succulents were so high end, like high quality, and looked really, really pretty. So I thought, I knew like if I went to Dollar Tree, I would still be paying $1 per succulent. And I feel like these, like I said, were really good quality. I did not know that the little bowl was broken whenever I bought it or brought it home. So I'm not sure if it was like that at the store, because I'm pretty sure I picked this up and looked it all over. Or if I did that somehow on the way home, but it probably came from the store like that. So my first intention was to put it into a new little planter or pot, but I just loved that pattern. Once again, bringing in more of that boho black tone. I am just loving it so much. So to camouflage the chip in, I decided to wrap the top of this with some rope, and this is really all I had to do to fix this little planter and save it from the trash. So I was so excited with how it turned out. I wrapped it one more time around the top to cover up the red little lip on the top of the bowl, and this really just kind of seals it all in and makes it look like it was meant to be there. I did take my lighter to singe off any hairs and extra hot glue strings, and then glued the succulents down in place and added in some rocks. And the last piece that I'm making over is this little clay house or ceramic house. It was $3.99. I got this very inexpensive, and they had a ton of them. So if you're looking for one of these, definitely check your Hobby Lobby. But I just felt like it needed some color. I'm not sure why they put out this clay color or what kind of style it goes with, but I definitely wanted it to look more farmhouse. The only thing I didn't love after I painted it was I'm kind of a symmetrical person, so the two windows at the top and then the one window at the bottom kind of threw me for a loop there. But I still feel like it turned out really, really pretty. I just painted it a basic white with a black roof to look like just a traditional farmhouse. The little windows at the top were a little bit tricky, so I just got them as close as I could and then got a little bit closer with a Sharpie. Let me know in the comments if you love finding a good bargain from Hobby Lobby. I feel like it is a really great place if you are trying to decorate a space on a budget. They do have pieces that you can take right home and hang up that they already look really pretty, but like I said, most of the items I was seeing, besides all of the different pictures that were in frames, was mostly broken pieces or like really tropical summer pieces. So I think that's why a lot of it was just marked down, because it wasn't super popular all winter. I don't know if it's just leftover, maybe they didn't get to sell a lot from COVID last year, but they have some really good options. I already want to go back and see if they have put out anything new, but I went around the window shutters with a black Sharpie and then filled in with some paint, and that's pretty much all I did. It had a little door and a little flower pot in that window. I didn't mess with that. I didn't want to overdo it, but I feel like this made a huge impact and will look really cute sitting on a shelf. Thank you all for making it to the end of this video. If you enjoyed these Hobby Lobby clearance DIYs, leave me a big thumbs up and let me know in the comments down below which one was your favorite. And if you do this too, if you actually like go and look for bargain items so that you can tweak them and make them your own. I'll see you guys in the next one. Happy crafting. Bye.